Hey there, quirky people! This is your host Anna coming at you with another Secret Invasion video. Captain Marvel introduced us to the good Skrulls like Ben Mendelsohn's Talos and his wife Seren. But in this search of a home, many of those good Skrulls turned bad over the years as Nick Fury didn't fulfill his promise. The Skrulls were spread across the planet, but they can't live out in the open in their own skin. So just like the comics, we'll have many characters be revealed as Skrulls in this series. And one of those is definitely going to be James Rhodes, aka Rhodey. Yes, I know that he has been an Avenger in the past, and he is an important character for MCU's future as well. But that's precisely why we'll see him turn into a Skrull. So far, it's just Everett Ross who has been revealed as a Skrull. And the series doesn't really have a lot of other familiar MCU characters appearing in the show. Maria Hill was there, but she has already been replaced by a Skrull imposter in the past, and she was also killed off in the first episode itself. So, the only familiar character that's left to turn into a Skrull is Rhodey. If you're not convinced yet, then let me give you a few reasons why that is the case. I'm sure you're going to change your mind about it as well. The first reason why Rhodey could be a Skrull is the shock value. The revelation of James Rhodes as a Skrull could be the biggest and most shocking surprise of this series, and there is a big reason why it should happen. There were many Avengers who were revealed as Skrulls in the comics, but due to a lower budget, MCU's Secret Invasion event, that's supposed to be based on the same comic book story, has most of the Avengers sitting out. Marvel could afford to have just Rhodey because he is a regular human with no powers. The MCU Skrulls cannot impersonate powers. They are only about to get new powers now in the present day. So, it is easy to have Rhodey be replaced by one of the bad Skrulls compared to any other Avenger. In fact, it's almost compulsory to do so in order to drive the shock value. The goal of Gravik's Skrull invasion is to turn Earth into a home for Skrulls. But for that, he needs to put his agents in the most important positions on the planet. And Rhodey is currently sitting in one of the most important positions as he is working alongside the White House Security Administration. He is the right-hand man of President Ritson. So, Gravik can have his eyes and ears everywhere if Rhodey is his agent. The next reason why Rhodey is a Skrull is his quarrel with Fury. In the second episode, Rhodey straight up fired Fury when he asked for his help to stop Gravik.
History with, and to tell him without any reservation that he's fired.
His reasoning is kind of understandable, as Fury has been out of touch, and because of his incompetence, 2,000 civilians along with Maria Hill died in Russia, and the US was blamed for it. But you have to understand that Rhodey and Fury have been through thick and thin. He knows what Fury has done to save the world. So even in a situation like this, Rhodey would have backed Fury instead of turning against him. The disrespect he showed while firing Fury is another hint at his secret Skrull identity. After all, the Skrulls don't take on the characteristics of those they mimic. One might argue that if Rhodey is a Skrull, then why is it that the UK Prime Minister, who is also a Skrull, went so hard on him? Well, there are two reasons for it. If Rhodey is a Skrull, then his initial goal would be to maintain his cover in front of the world. And the second reason is that it is all an act. Both Rhodey and the UK Prime Minister wanted the Americans to look guilty about bombing Russia. And in their argument, they were smartly able to do exactly that. Now let's come to the third hint at why Rhodey is a Skrull. He called Fury his Nick.
That's what this moment right here, right now is about, Nick.
Back in Captain Marvel, Nick Fury revealed that everyone calls him Fury. Even his mother called him Fury.
What's your mom call you?
Fury.
What do you call her?
Fury.
What about your kids?
If I have them, they'll call me Fury.
But towards the end of the argument with Fury, Rhodey called him Nick. So that's surely another hint for why Rhodey is a Skrull. The Skrulls are able to take a few memories of humans, but they don't know anything about the person they mimic. So clearly, this Rhodey imposter also doesn't know everything about Rhodey's past. Now, the next and final reason is a setup for Armor Wars. Rhodey's arc in Secret Invasion is supposed to set up his role in Armor Wars, and then turning into a Skrull would be perfect for that. Since he has access to Stark tech, his Skrull imposter could be the one responsible for putting Stark weapons into the wrong hands of Skrulls and other villainous groups on the planet. And towards the end of the show, the real human Rhodey could be brought back. He is currently being held at Gravik's base. But after his return, it'd be upon him to try and undo the damage that the Skrull imposter caused in Secret Invasion. And that's what the story of Armor Wars is all about. So all in all, it would make sense for Rhodey to be a Skrull in Secret Invasion. He may have been replaced by the Skrulls sometimes after Avengers Endgame. What do you guys think about this analysis? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to click on those like and subscribe buttons. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one.